quickly meshed together on, and it's maybe an Inferno, it's maybe a Mirage. That's where my head's at.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably Vertigo Nuke, and we're going to see some Ancient slide through. Maybe some Ancient. Well, let's have a look. We're going into the game. Looks like we're at least going to find the first map in just a moment. And boom, there it is. It's Ancient.
Yeah, it's Ancient.
So,
okay.
not a bad place to kick off the series.
No, not at all. And Sunday School is going to be starting on the CT side, as this was picked by Vantage. That's how that choice works. And I wanted to see what roster of Sunday School we would be getting, and it is going to be Licky playing No Crunchy. For those wondering, nice and early, Garfunkel is Guag. But for some reason, he's called Garfunkel.
Lovely. I really love it when players change their names. But by the way, Garfunkel's, let's see what he's got for us. Huh? So far, so good. Vantage, slowly but surely, going to find an uncontested mid control. 2-3 split for the CTs. And Licky going to get tested here. And we'll be able to at least best one of them there with the Julies. Sight control not quite there as Versa draws attention away from Mizzy here, who's at big box. Solid crossfire coming through, but Omi just tears him a new one with the Julies in hand. Goes back, gets the reload off, and now it's all up to Mizzy, who was first on the scene, but unfortunately, he's unseen at the end of the round.
He's fumbled the ball there as well, hasn't he? So many targets to try and collect with the USP and not able to finalize any of them. An opportunity for Vantage to just disconnect from that, go to the B site and get the plant, play it safe if they wanted to, but just some sharper shots coming out from Vantage nice and early on. No resistance in mid from Sunday School in the pistol, so I'll be eager to see if that does change. There's a scout in the mix for Versa by Spawn. He'll be going over towards a bit of a mid challenge through Donut potentially. But early stages on, I mean, for Vantage, if you can get out a good start on your T side, your own map pick a choice, balanced economy, it's something that we saw be a problem in yesterday's games for every single team. It was just really trying to get a good grasp on your money situation. These are the times that you want those MAC-10s farming up. You want to hold the AKs into the subsequent rounds.
Yeah. Let's have a look-see. What Versa can do with the scout now, just keeping eyes on mid. Progressive utility used, refreshing the smoke at Red Room, and just looking to lock down that mid control. With Cheetah, if there is an opportunity for Vision to find a pick, then maybe they will turn it into a B split, and that's what they're posturing for. Let's do with the mid control. At any moment, they can rotate back. You can see that the hold's not going well, and Mizzy, he's pushed a main just a little bit too late to get this information, but oh, Licky! Thought he might have been on for another there, unfortunately.
These sort of decisions as well for Sunday School, you're kind of just going to have to go for a save too, right? You want the scout the next round, you want the 5-7. Saw earlier that Mizzy was starting to clear out all of the A holes and not seeing anybody there. Gives you an idea for Vantage. Are they lurking around Donut and mid, or are they actually going towards the B side of the map at that point in time? No one's getting a little bit peaky from Sunday School as well elsewhere around the map. So I want to see if that's going to actually change for them, if they are going to take some incentives to get some earlier information on this CT side. The hunt is on right now to see if they can remove any of these weapons from hands. So far, just the MAC-10s that have fallen. And the AKs and Galils should persist into the next round. We're not going to have too much of a force up from Sunday School, though, you'd expect here.
Well, into the third. Vantage off to a cracker start. And looks like that's their map pick. So let's see if we get a little old update on the... Okay, so the veto was Ancient by Vantage. Sunday School took Mirage. And then third map's going to be Nuke.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting. Sunday School's going for Mirage.
Indeed.
We'll see how it goes for them. Also, to note, if you haven't noticed already, Crunchy's not here today and Licky is.
Yeah.
For all our viewers at home,
Yeah, also
Vantage, it looks like they're just going to sit back here, Dion, for a moment and see if there is aggression from Sunday School.
Well, this is the area of the map that they pushed in the previous round. It didn't eventuate into anything real. So it's good to see that they want to try and take the space again. I'd be interested to see if they do it on a rifle round. No overcommitment from Viridian at the moment.
Ooh. That's not too bad. Nice little trade coming through there. And Vantage I'm just going to be making a whole bunch of noise walking away from a main, and rekonz was not quite ready for that one. Omi taking names, inflicting pain. Ooh, and Guag not going to be able to single-handedly hold down that B site. So it's Licky with a 5-7 in the dream.
And we'll see if we can get any damage out at the tail end of this round. We know there's going to be a purchase in the next one to come through from Sunday School, and hopefully that's where we'll start to see them attribute some scoreline wins. Let's just going through a couple of the patch notes for today as well, while we've got this little lull time. No changes to Ancient itself. We've got something on Nuke that we'll potentially see in this series. Something I already noticed, Jordy, is the fisheye effect on the scopes. Saw on the scout that was here earlier that was in play.
Oh yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it. Oh, I did read that there was, some more slide optimizations or something in some way?
Yeah, some animations for ladders and
Yeah.
a couple of, configs that have been changed.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see if that has anything big in toward the into the maps. I think the biggest thing is probably that ladder problem that Viridian himself did get some traction from on the socials. This time he's got the AWP in possession, so we'll see if he is able to shine and keep Vantage's T side looking quite flawlessly. It's a great rifle round of weaponry to be starting us off, and Verse is going to win that duel and duck out of there free of charge.
Where to from here, huh? How did Vantage get back into the man disadvantage? Damio, catches his timing towards red room. No, he doesn't. But he does inflict a lot of damage onto Versite. Nice angle on the nade. He's bowled right out. And Mizzy now is still just trying to lock this down at close range. With an M4 against the AK. Pika's advantage does not exist like it used to. And you can see that the CT is going to be able to hold that one off and maintain the man advantage.
Yeah, but in towards the B side, however, they want to clear a bunch of these extra angles, take and fight that they can win. Viridian missing out on the trade, 2 points of HP, and that is a lot of echoes to come out of the AWP that you don't like to see for Vantage. But for Sunday School getting their first round on the board, that will always go good for them.
Not bad at all there. Now into the fifth. These rounds coming through thick and fast. And I'm sure Vantage is still happy. You know, they've got money to buy up here. And there is a chance to still put some pain onto Sunday School's economy. Nade going out, just barely missing Licky. And Vantage just respecting Sunday School, who've taken the mid control and are still playing heavy towards B side. Really want to make sure they have that cave control in their hands.
Yeah, no information over towards A either. So you see Licky throwing a close smoke already to the holes and holding Donut. So there's no idea at the moment if Vantage are posturing for anything over to the A side of the map. Currently trying to heavy clear over towards mid. Couple of flashes and a deeper smoke to red room already out. That is some sneaky spam to come through from rekonz already. Viridian down for the count. So another opening frag for Sunday School. They converted the last rounds by finding the opening kill. See if they can do it again here.
Well, Sunday School making that mid-round aggression, just D control at A main. And that will allow Mizzy to start to cheat back towards CT, make sure that there is no B split coming through late. But it does leave Donut open. And as you can see, Omi's going to start to put his eyes on this position. Licky. Timing's good for him. And now knowing that Vantage are interested in A, you'll see that rotate back from Mizzy. Let's see if they can stop the plan.
Disconnected duel over at the side of lane as well. Garfunkel onto vision. Here's the utility, but it's all a bit of action off screen at the moment because the bomb is making its way into the A site. They know, they have an idea that Licky is still playing in the holes, but do they have an idea that Mizzy is so close to challenge on through? Omichella gets that one. It's 3-on-3 for the retake.
Bomb planted nice and open. And Skull just hoping that that smoke stays up for long enough. He's got eyes on A main. He knows that Licky's still around here somewhere. And Licky needs to be that first point of contact. Nice trade from Versa, poking his head out of temple with it. Good timing. And won't be able to hit the quick flick as well. It's Omi to find the final two and close out a fourth for Vantage.
Yeah, it's not bad. Mizzy taking a bit of a risk trying to go through the smoke and getting his head cleaned off by Omichella. You know, those sort of situations, you want to try and maximize numbers. They could have settled down and gone for a retake together as a team. It will be multifaceted, in through halls, out through temple. You can have 3 points of attack on that retake, but unfortunately not. Leads into an eco in this round. They'll be able to buy in the next with the loss bonus they get. But if they can swindle this round on the back of the damage already delivered by a grenade, it might actually look to get a good reset in.
Solid opening again. And Omi, knowing it's just those Deagles, is happily going to start to make his way forward. P250 in the mix is going to be good enough to at least get that trade. But it's looking like one casualty should be all Vantage have here. The Sunday School are certainly smoked out of the site. And there's plenty of time for Skull to get this one down in a safe position.
Yeah, we'll see if Garfunkel and Rekonz can find any extra damage. They've got Kevlar and these Deagles. You know, if they want to take it into the next round, they'll still get that loss bonus regardless. If you can remove some of the weaponry of Vantage, you can start to chip away at the economy. Now there is just one. And Rekonz is not really able to establish any damage. Unfortunately, the HE grenade will take him out. It is the solid start to this map for Vantage. You're besting one more gun round here, and you're starting to take a pretty convincing lead at the half. You know, a couple of extra rounds to knock off a couple more. No momentum currently in the way of Sunday School. A lot of utility, a lot of A1Ss to give this round a good crack. You've seen a little bit of passiveness from Vantage at the start of these rounds so far already, so maybe you do want to take a little bit more of a risk, a little bit more of a push down in through mid, crunch out through towards B lane. You've seen grenade stacks in the game yesterday against KZG work wonders. So maybe they want to echo something like that, although that grenade that was just thrown does go awry.
Off angle from Damio looks good. Oh, and he gets another from there as well on low HP. Are the trades enough to bring this one back to Vantage? It's Viridian on the most amount of health here, but he's been taken right on out, and it has to be Damio to do it all on his own. 3 CTs to get past, and I just don't know how well this is going to go for him.
Oh, funnily enough, we did see a low HP clutch from someone yesterday, but this time a little bit too far-fetched. No 1v1 times 3 this time. Second round on the board for Sunday School, and just locking Vantage down, essentially at the bottom of B ramp. Can work, good success. Everyone hitting their shots. Want to see that continue for Sunday School to keep this one competitive. They aren't able to put a reset yet on Vantage. They'll have another rifle round to come in with. It's a little bit weaker with these Galils. But they themselves might want to change the pace as well. All this early standard sets of utility in through mid. They're going to have to respect those. Lots of grenades around the map. Already utilized by Sunday School. But after that, you can start to look to gain a little bit of space. A couple flashes in through towards mid. Start to extend out. Some control to look to be established over at Cheetah. But this is where the utility does start to get a little bit dry for Vantage. A couple of smokes, a single flash, vision. A little peek in. If you can find an opening kill, it would work wonders. But that's a gorgeous flash to come through from Mizzy. And again, an opening frag for Sunday School here.
Oh, look at the timing on the swing there. Coordination to a T, and that's going to crack open Donut. All up to Licky now to try to slow down the split. And Vantage happy just to hit the brakes, knowing that they can hold now. See if Mizzy gets taken out. He will. And that's a 2-man advantage now. Or 1-man advantage, rather, that Vantage is going to be able to play with. How does Sunday School play this? I'm liking how they're going for the buddy system, re-clearing Red Room. They're smoked off now. But will they try to chance it on a timing? Reckons he's thinking about going through the smoke. He will. Full dry and timing on his side. Might find more than one. There it is. And that is Sunday School's way back into the round.
Absolutely. 20 seconds to go. You got to try and get a plan if you're Licky. You're not wanting to really reveal yourself. He's lucky enough that he is still alive. No trade to be taken on him just yet. Molotov will flesh him out. He gets out of that one too. So this should be a cleanup on the A site from Rekonz. That's another round going the way of Sunday School. 2 alive at the end of that is the pass mark. You can do some maths, drop some weaponry, where we're not actually going to see it from Vantage, Jordy. So that round there should be good for 2.
Crazy scenes. Lots going on in that round, and Sunday School hoping on that timing of the missed smoke push from rekonz is exactly how they got back in. Ooh, it feels bad for Vantage, but Sunday School need to get these, as many of these as they can, while they can.
Not really expecting too much from Vantage in this round with the Glocks. As P250 and a Deagle for sure, but single flashbang already used. These sort of rounds, you can have a good discussion on what you want to kind of do in your next rifle round.
Yeah.
Try and make, fashion a really good half, right? 8 to 4 is pretty common. If they can get 7 to 5, they should be okay with a pistol too. There is 1 from the Glock. Let's see if they can get any extra change. But apart from that, I mean, definitely is the stats to be padded for Sunday School.
Slow aggression. Oh, and it's worked. Easy pickings on the rest of the pistols. Little dink in the back of the head. Little wake-up call for rekonz. But it won't be taking him out. And Sunday School are nipping at the heels of Vantage, looking to keep it as close as possible, heading towards half-time. Vantage have this buy, and they should be able to fashion at least 1 more, depending on how this goes. They've got that round loss bonus worked up now. And Sunday School, that mid control's been solid, but I'm really liking how they're playing A. If they don't get the early mid control, they are just relinquishing it. But this time, they're bringing 3 CTs to the party to change it up. And
no AWPs this time either, so you can see them get a little bit deeper. Sunday School has been, Skull Hunter has been spotted out. I think he had an idea that Versa was there as well. So a good opening frag going the way of Vantage. Do they want to play a little bit more passive though? Play with the time? Or do they want to start to scale on up? An idea that rekonz is playing in the cave too. So it starts to push Sunday School back in toward the map, into the deeper sides of the sites themselves. Opportunity for Vantage to get that 6th round on the board. Resmoke up towards Red Room for some more mid-explorations. But this is where the utility really starts to become dry. Gonna have to see them win their duels on a site take that they eventually choose to go towards.
Oh, timing no good. For Mizzy at least. And Vantage get mopped up. Licky holding that spray for 3. And Vision, a nice timing to maybe bring that bomb back to B, but Viridian sticking it. And Guaga's already here, Mr. Garfunkel. Can he do Simon proud? Oh, look at that timing. We'll be able to work out poor Garfunkel. And the smoke going down will deny that Vision. No tap just yet, and Vision is hoping that he can push forward. Nice little nade to see that there's no one on that bomb. Lines it up. Crosshair placed perfectly, but look at this off position. Oh, the time. Oh, Vision. He loves it. He's heard a footstep. He's heard something. Yep. And he's done just enough to get him off that defuse. No kit, no clue, and no round for Sunday School as 6 go in the bag for Vantage.
Well, that's it, isn't it? No kit in that time. You have to have the 10 seconds, and it's very rare that you'd see a 10-second stick at that point in time. Yeah. Hot potato AKs. You got a HE grenade to blow open the smoke as well. A lot of options for Vision, and they managed to get it done. You think Licky might be able to get something happening with the 3 that he found to bring it into the 2 versus 2, but unfortunately not for Sunday School. The effort goes awry, and I mean, they do fashion another purchase to come into this fresh round. There's an AWP in the mix for Versa. He was sensational on that weapon yesterday. The mid-duel, Mizzy absolutely cleaning house. 3 is a mockery of this round. Licky in for 1 as well. This is such a quick shutdown for Sunday School.
That might just be the whole bloody round.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually going to be a little bit problematic for Vantage in the next round too, because the loss bonus will come in, but they're all playing with pennies at the moment. Be very far-fetched to see this AK survive for another minute 10.
Certainly a possibility, and it's not looking too good for Sunday School to close this out cleanly now. Money's not great, so they'll want to keep 3 alive here, but a nice timing on that flank from Mizzy. Slides it through. Vision on the ground, and it's looking like it may very well be a 6-6 affair at the half, because the money's not too good for Vantage. But I'm looking at this buy, and I'm thinking it's a B rush almost every day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a possibility. There is a lot of utility for them as well if they can try and isolate one of these Sunday School members, catch them off guard, maybe pushing in through mid if it is a single member, or up through the A-holes. They could play this a little bit more methodically. There's a couple of grenades. They could look for a stack in towards the B site, up through long, up the pillars. So they're going to get their protocols in to try and just gain some control at Cheetah, hold out through lane. I wouldn't actually mind now that the rush has been stalled. You know, a couple of smokes into sight, a couple layering of flashes, and capitalize on these Tech 9s, rapid fire in. No one's looking at rekonz position though. Absolutely no one.
And he's going to be able to at least draw the attention to allow everyone to tear right through Vantage. Clean one at the end of it for Sunday School. And we're all tied up 6 apiece, but we got to go to a break. We'll see you just after halftime.
So you say you got a new one. I know that you're trying to believe that you can fake a whole scenario just to make me jealous. Your shadow keeps stalking, and we should stop talking. But we got that special something. Say it like you mean it, I won't fake it and believe it when I see it. But for now, I just be breathing, doing nothing. I won't give in if you won't make a move right now. Oh, why do we go 360? You're hesitating, now it's busy. You know we always can go easy. Won't you let me know? Why do we go 360? You're hesitating, now it's busy. You know we always can go easy. You should let me know. Oh, I'ma be clear now. Patience is really not my key, but if you play your cards right, I might just think about it twice. Yeah. Say it like you mean it, I won't fake it and believe it when I see it. But for now, I just be breathing, doing nothing. I won't give in if you won't make a move right now. Oh, why do we go 360? You're hesitating, now it's busy. You know we always can go easy. Won't you let me know? Why do we go 360? You're hesitating, now it's busy. You know we always can go easy. We can go easy, boy. You should let me know. I've been giving clues and you're acting all blind, trying to make some moves, but you're staying behind. How come you don't get it when I say it like that? Like that, like that, like that. I've been giving clues and you're acting all blind, trying to make some moves, but you're staying behind. How come you don't get it when I say it like that? Like that, like that, like that. Oh, why do we go 360? You're hesitating, always busy. You know we always can go easy. Won't you let me know? Why do we go 360? You're hesitating, always busy.
Well, welcome back, everyone. 6-6 at the halftime is as close as you can get it in map number 1 for this consolidation final winner into the grand final for later this evening. Vantage now with their map pick of choice on the CT side. A couple of dualies and already a duel that they actually have to contend with over at the Bravo site. This is a crossfire that you thought might have actually found some merit in for Vantage, but they are getting picked to pieces already A bomb plant going down within 20 seconds of the round. Skull Hunter on a single point of HP. And you're probably already just considering that this round is done and dusted.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one. Keep that armor for the next. They're untouched for the moment. Get those free helmets. And if you're thinking about getting a couple of upgrades anyway, then it can certainly go a long way. Sunday School, likewise, only Garfunkel that's been touched. So Versa and Rekonz can also get those $350 helmets, which is a nice little buff, unless they can't get away from the bomb in time. But the round, of course, more important. And the T's will be very happy with the lead.
Absolutely. Sunday School, you know, they were staring down the barrel earlier on of a potential half where they weren't able to get a single round on the board, but they did get, you know, one in there. It was a 5-1 start. They finally figured out what they needed to do on the CT side, and that's going to extend a little bit into the start of their T side. So they're definitely here to play. It's good to see that Rekonz is awoken as well. He had a pretty slow start in this map as well as yesterday. He's always been a player that I associate with being very sharp on the Desert Eagle, for example. So I want to see him just get dirty into a lot of the duels.
You might just have your chance.
Yeah, maybe.
But this round in particular, Sunday School just defaulting, sending Licky in nice and quick towards Cave. He's beat the util, and the CT's going for that slow push. Is not going to work right now, but it might bait Licky into a crossfire. That nade is going to tag him up. He knows that there's at least one, and he seems to be aware that there's probably a trap stack going on here just outside the vent space. Envision making noise on purpose just to try to draw the attention back. But who gets spotted first, and when did they go? Who's the most patient here? It's Licky, and he'll be rewarded for that. Has one more to worry about, and worry he had to. Damio with the Julie's, not going to be able to get a second, but interesting round.
Yeah, I mean, Vision was looking for the trampoline at that point in time to just hop out of there.
Yeah.
It doesn't work at that point, but hey, it was just an eco to come through from Vantage. This is the round that we're kind of been waiting in anticipation for. No kits. I think that's going to be something you have to remember going a little bit deeper on. This is a round where Vantage did see AKs in the last round. They don't necessarily need their helmets if they wanted to get a little bit of extra utility, but you know, sometimes it isn't that deep with the 15, 20 seconds you've got early to think about that. It doesn't really matter if you're going to hit your headshots against your opponents anyway, and they can't shoot you. 2 opening kills for Vantage, and this is where you'd expect it to settle down for a little bit longer in the round.
Yeah, going real slow. Guag looking for an opening at B. And he's heard where that smoke's come from. So he knows Vision's over towards long. And he's just trying to figure out what that CT setup is on B. If they've done their homework, he might know Skull's tucked in on the cutout. And you can see Sunday School are very interested in still going towards B with this info.
This is a position that in these side of times in the round, KZG actually do well to have the idea that someone's at the wallbang spot. They kind of almost never let it go unchecked.
Yeah, right.
Spamming it through the wall, mind you. Licky was doing a couple of wallbangs yesterday in the game on this map too, so we'll see if that does come into fruition. But they do clear that corner. They isolate Vision, and now they got to try and get that bomb down and hold it off.
Guag going to be playing up front. Oh, and I think he spotted that shoulder. Will he get baited? He will. On the offline, and won't be fine with the 2 men swinging. Versa knew he had to go for a fight there to try to turn the tides, but it's Viridian to pick up those final 2 kills of the round, and more importantly, the first gun round for Vantage.
Yeah, so you're keeping it pretty close. You absolutely love to see it. Yeah, I was hoping that we see kind of everything in the kitchen sink in this series between these 2 teams, because it's not often that you get the chance to, you know, by luck, see yourself in an event like this in front of a home crowd later on in the year. So no time to leave any strats unstratted.
Yeah.
Can always, you know, figure out some new ones later on. But yeah, another gun round to come on through. A little bit weaker for Versa that he can't quite afford an AWP into the mix, but we'll see what damage he can deliver with the Scout. Some nice nade action over in mid very swiftly, but ultimately it's the CTs trying to push up, get some cheater control, have a little Guardian over at mid from Viridian. Playing this 1-1-3 setup, a very common setup when it comes to Ancient. and a setup that doesn't really require a lot of smoking over at the ramp because you generally do have a player posted on the line. You can prioritize your utility in through the cave and cheetah, up through mid, around the A site, which is currently where a lot of the util from Vantage is actually going. Mizzy's doing a really good job to try and sell a bit of a fake, but that's just that. It's a fake.
Spamming through. Slowing down the plant for a moment, but it looks like Sunday School are very aware they want to try to get that long control before planting. And this time, the plant is safe from cave. Either way, Licky swings in and takes the head right off of Damio's shoulders. Vision now wanting to go for the trade, and he spots that elbow, goes for the pre-fire, but it's not good enough. And you can see as well, Vantage starting to back away. They're calling the save, and Vision has to try to fight for his right to exit the bloody site.
Yeah, he's completely locked in. There shouldn't be a world in which Vision can survive with this AK into the next round. But I guess you also got to consider that the others need to escape the radius of that bomb explosion too. So rekonz either needs to take this duel or go up in the explosion, which he's going to do the former. He's going to win it. So 2 guns to survive for Vantage into the next round. rekonz doesn't even survive, actually. We won't be seeing a tied scoreline just yet. We will be seeing a potential buy behind these 2 guns for Vantage, but it's kind of on the precipice of having a little bit of lackluster utility behind the weaponry if you're focusing to get the higher tiered weapons out. So dropping down on MP9 for Vision. There's still kits in there and decent amounts of utility across the board, but if you're seeing from Sunday School try and bait out a lot of that utility, they'll be more successful in doing so.
Yeah. Let's see what goes on here. Licky just dropping a molly towards that shelf side, slowing any aggression from these CTs who have gone hard on the lane control this round. And it's managed to snag them that first kill at mid. Yes, it is. And Mizzy's walking through it. That's a problem, Dion.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you've got the tape to fix this leak. Not at all. Mizzy for the kill. And that's going to draw the cavalry over. You don't even have retake utility now if you're Vantage. Yeah, you got kits, but a single smoke, that's not really enough to get a retake happening.
Oh, there he is. Still finding that impact and locking down the A site, buying enough time for those rotations across, and Damio's been smoked off. So we'll see if Vantage find a way back in. That nade breaking the smoke is not given too much info either way. And Sunday School heavy towards Temple there and Brokey. But it looks like, according to the map, Vantage again just saving, which is a good idea when you've got 3 of these pieces of weaponry to carry across to the next. Economy not in the greatest way, but you're starting to work up that round loss bonus. So it will help in the long run.
Double digits achieved for Sunday School. See if they can extend this out. Timeout from Vantage. Definitely a time to have a deep conversation to see how you're going to negotiate these next couple of rounds, because this one is a tricky one. You don't have a lot of money to even really juggle up a buy behind these 3 saved guns into this round. You're kind of almost hoping that Skull Hunter and Damio can do something with it. You take away the weapons and a little change of util and win the round on the back of that, those hero plays. Because if you're forcing up into this and you're dropping it, you're only playing with loss bonus into the next round, and you're probably conceding over the 12th then to Sunday School with a pretty good cushioning to seal the deal on this map. So it is a very big risk for Vantage. They have to take a knee going into this round and try to keep Sunday School on 11, stop them from getting to 12 in the next gun round.
All in towards B for Sunday School. Going hard towards that lane side. Versa with a bit of util that it looks like he's going to throw late at mid. Ollie from rekonz hoping that it go closer to the crawl space, but it does its job regardless. And I think that's an intentionally missed window smoke with some bangers out mid. Is that just to keep drawing attention? Maybe it wasn't intentionally missed, but Vantage are still stacked towards A, and Sunday School have played them perfectly. But they still need to get past the defense here. Skull and Vision looking to pivot together. The molly, it's missed, and that could be exactly what Vantage need to punish and lock down Cave. There's that first man, second man spotted but not found. Reckons, ooh, can't double it down. And Skull will be able to control Cave. So the man advantage is there for Vantage to try and play for the retake or even just defend the site.
So far, so good. These A1S is doing what they need to, Geordie.
Brilliant. Jumping across, just being the attention drawer with the USP, allowing the M4 to activate, and Damio not ready for that swing in on the flank. Good timing on the push as that reload came through, and Versa in the 1v2 has one rifle to get past, one deagle in the hands of Omi to find. And he has no real read on anyone other than that Skull was in Cave at some point this round.
And the only problem is Versa has to go through Cave if he wants to try and find the path that he won't be spotted out. Going down B ramp, Skull Hunter's there with the A1S. Going through spawn to Red Room, any location there, he's spotted out by Omichella, and he won't be needing to take a duel, but you're exactly right. Time is the issue, and now he's spotted out Skull Hunter. What a great round from Vantage. And, you know, the only real strategy for them to win that round was those rifles doing the hero plays. And that's exactly what happened.
Tactical coming through. A little cheeky chin wag for the Vantage individuals. Let's see if it's going to be enough to try and maybe, just maybe, work another round out, because that one got scary. It got quite expensive, but you got to remember as well, there were 3 weapons, that MP9 and the 2 M4s carried across from the previous, and just, I think, like an upgrade to a deagle for one of the individuals. So that's why they've got this full buy coming here. But they want to make the most of it. They kind of need to make the most of it, or Sunday School are going to get off to the races. You know, the finances on the T side are a little bit less expensive, so you can generally get a few more buys out, or at least make the most of things like Mactans, Galils, and work with the less money that the T's apparently make during the week. But
yeah.
Mid control.
Again, exchanging of utility. Vantage do need to be a little bit more careful because they've been dumping theirs a lot earlier. Damio already jumping on up, finding a nice little spam on towards Reckons, an opening kill. Definitely want to see if you could escape with this one. The T's are locked at the bottom of B ramp. Viridian's AWP is the only thing over on the other side of the map, but this is a complete containment field. It's very difficult for Sunday School to actually just contest around it, and the swing out from Damio is good as well.
Omi in a sneaky spot here, tucked right away, and Skull shows some elbow. Will cost him a little bit of his health, but for the moment, controlling Cave. Mizzy swinging wide and gets it working well. Vision tanked that nade and will just play his life. Looking to get as much information and maybe set up for the retake here as the bomb makes its way out of Cave. Timing spam is so good. Look at that.
The fadeaway on the seconds. And, I mean, this should be impossible for Lucky, right? Half HP, a bomb plant going down, different angles that the CTs are going to crunch him from.
Boom.
Doesn't get past the first.
That's the one. Kudos to Vision for sure for making that happen. And Omi, bit of BM coming through there as well. Ragdoll spam. But again, Vision playing that so well. Omi's bloody twerking on him.
We have fun here in Counter-Strike.
Good stuff, good stuff. And Vantage, one round away from tying this game back up, as Sunday School are going to have to go back to the pistols this round. Where are they looking? Looks like it might be a bit of a split approach. Who's that? Versa with a deagle and a mid spawn. Going to be going there with Mizzy. Bomb left behind, and the other 3 just trying to get any info, any action over towards lane side.
Yep. See what the charge can do for Mizzy. It is against an AWPer. We have seen Viridian miss a couple of these shots already, so see if that does get whiffed out, which does not.
Oh!
Told you, Reckons on these deagles. They can look a little bit destructive, but at the end of the day, this is still an eco round to come through from Sunday School. They need to find some more sharp shots like that. Try and find some players in isolation. Maybe multi-team up against them.
Oh, I love the offline here from Damio. We'll see if he gets spotted. And Skull as well, making the most of an off angle now. They have certainly received that 20 buff with Pika's advantage getting nerfed, but not this time. Garfunkel going wide and hitting that crispy one. Damio, though, from the Nook is going to keep on trying to swing here. But it looks like Garfunkel just going to slow it down. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Maybe not. And hits the shot with 2 more to find. The 2-man peak is not good enough. Guag, my man.
Mate has just guessed 0 at the pokies, and it's actually landed on it. The reward of that is insane. A round that Sunday School should never had a venture in. They have sunk Vantage. That's impeccable.
Oh my. That was, I don't know if that's too easy to replicate, but it's happened. And that was great. Thank you, Guag. You got my adrenaline pumping for the first time in a hot minute.
And that actually plays really big dividends in this round now too, potentially for Sunday School. There's not a lot that Vantage have in the coffer. Although somehow Soul Hunter's just pushed down, found 2 wallbang shots and looking for a third. With no utility, your crosshair placement is going to be paramount on these duels. And there is a player advantage for Vantage. Presently. Lots of T's just spread around the map. Lots of utility for them to try and go in for an execute as well. But you really want to try and see them group up together. If you can find either Damio or Skull Hunter playing a little bit deeper on the line, you can start to get away into the B site.
Smoke from the Mizzonator as he rotates his way to lane, clearing this one fully out with Versa. And Guag again in the same position as before here, sneaking around at cave side. And you don't want to be walking into his crosshair at all, not after what we saw in the previous round. Good utility, forcing Damio off the line, and the site is Sunday Schools.
Yeah, but again, no utility for Vantage to go in for a retake, so that is a great nade. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult. Damio down a half HP, all 3 CTs coming in from the same position. You've got a couple of bangers for Sunday School as well. Unfortunately, Versa doesn't have one. Would love to see him throw them to assist the team from down the ramp.
Oh, crispy shot there, but it's not enough to deal with Versa. And Mizzy swings off the contact, gets his job done. Damio waiting, and will bait out the caveman. Oh, Viridian hits a crispy one, and the retake is solid.
No kit.
There's no kit. Have they got it?
I think they've got it, yeah.
I know the sounds changed slightly differently in the last couple of days.
I think they got it, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, that's just not bad. Good retake. No utility at the end of the day, but they figured out all 3 positions of the Sunday School members. Can't help but think... well, can't help but recall who the cave player was. But regardless, cave player swinging out a little bit too early, potentially. Gives a little bit more of a difficult situation for Sunday School.
Just a solid read. Vantage
Yeah.
got all the info that they needed and knew exactly where the T's were to win that 2v3. Big trades, big shots. And unfortunately, Sunday School just feeling the nerves, knowing they only need 2 more rounds to take this map of Ancient off of Vantage, which could definitely set them up for a 2-0.
It's going to be a couple of crucial rounds to come forward now. I reckon the lesser weaponry for Sunday School. Has to get up on shelf as well because of the flames to keep him at bay, but no one for Vantage can capitalize on it. Not playing the 1-1-3 setup this time anymore. 1 in zone up, 1 on the A side itself. Mid is technically free of charge. You got a little bit of a spotter from Omichella there for sure, but for Sunday School, it would be the path of least resistance.
Oh. Let's see if they're going to be able to make their way past Skull again. It feels like they are putting heavy presence, or heavy priority rather, over towards that B site. And showing a lot again there early. But because that, they are going to go for the audible. They are just going to take that bomb all the way back towards A main. Surely, Wild's not going there solo. He won't be. He has a helping hand with rekonz, and there's a crack-up shot onto Omi. So Donut played down, and now it's Viridian to try and bring the round back a little safer. The flick's no good. An awkward moment for both of them.
There's less than 20 seconds to try and establish a bomb plant down for Sunday School, and it's just going to be a scrap around this site. Licky in for 2. They know the AWP in Viridian's hands is playing at the temple, but they know Vision's here as well. He's got 1 bullet left that succeeds. The bomb is down, and that is a decapitation to come through from Viridian. The default pistol to tie up the scoreline, 11 apiece.
All tied up again. Going all the way to the end of regulation for map 1, no matter what. And the final tactical going to be used by Vantage to have a quick chat as to what they need to do to lock it in. Focus up. Yap. You know.
I know, yeah. You got to dig deep in a round such as this for Sunday School, though. And it'd be very risky to go in with a force buy. You've got upgraded pistols at best. Vantage winning the previous round after the sensational 1v3 with the Deagle that we saw from Mr. Guag. It certainly holds its weight and value right now in a situation like this where you can find number 11 after your CT side was not looking too crash hot in the beginning. You know, a couple of isolated rounds here and there. Now you're finally stringing together a couple to tie up the scoreline. You got 2 more and you win the map.
Easy. Slow clearing. Into the scope is never going to go too well. Not right now. And that's the opening advantage we're looking for. Sunday School, of course, not bringing too much into the round, but still trying to find any opening that exists. And I'm looking, maybe, best case scenario, you catch a timing onto Omi over towards mid, although A main has been left open. Eddie went for the rotate from temple back to default. So there's eyes mostly everywhere. As B ramp's still blocked by the util. That util's wearing thin at the minute mark. So maybe that is what Sunday School have to rely on. Damio with the high-low, and the cape control is going to be very difficult to take now for the Tiz.
Yeah, with the high-low, but the hello in this round as well, right? 5 versus 3. You're looking to shut their eyes. Into the next round will be one of these teams fighting 12, and it's just going to be a bit of a stampede out through Donut. Give Peanut shooting gallery chance for Viridian.
Okay. Looking like easy little picks towards the end. Versa will snatch one away. But it is just a consolation frag in the end. Vantage, 1 away from locking in the map as Sunday School are back on the guns to take us to overtime.
Yeah, so the real big chance for them at the moment after, you know, kind of feeling that they did what they needed to on this T side so far as well, right? 3 rounds where the explosion of the bomb comes out. Another 3 rounds where they got the plant down, but those were successful retakes and diffusers from Vantage. So it's not like Sunday School haven't shown us that they can't get into a bomb site. It's just 50-50 on defending it so far. And this is the time where it kind of becomes a little bit more crucial, because you drop this, map's done. You're facing elimination going into your own map pick. A chance if overtime is presented, and Licky has found a gap on this T side so far. Damio had no idea that he could already be in cheater. No longer any flashbangs for Vantage. Bit of damaging util, a little bit of assistance variety on those smokes. It's going to come down to potentially what Omichella can do around this A site. How quick of a rotate or an idea do they have to get Viridian to cheat over as well? They're just going to give it up and potentially go for a retake. An idea that things might be happening around B. Has Licky made any steps? Has he tried to draw any attention to keep them here? Or is this just a straight up gamble? We'll retake A if it's there, or if it's here, we'll stick around. Licky is certainly trying to sell it right now that it is eventuating at the B site, but we know it's not.
Yeah, we certainly know it's not. And we know it might not be the end of the road for Vantage yet. Overtime on the horizon, unless Viridian can pull something spectacular again. Smoked off for the moment, and that's going to be refreshed as well. So they're going to be funneled in through the temple here. Wide swing's no good. Offline from Versa. And Viridian hoping that someone swings him there with the AWP, but it's looking like it might be all she wrote. As Skull's a while away. Still just waiting for that rotate back in from Red Room. Viridian, he's down. 1v5 angle with 10 seconds to defuse. Ain't happening. Clean one from Sunday School to set a statement as we go to OT.
Yeah, we haven't seen an OT just yet in the course of this tournament, so it's, funnily enough, the opening map of a consolidation final, that, yeah, we get one where both teams are trying to give it their all. I have an extra bit of a chance to do so now. Shouldn't be plagued by any money problems coming into a situation like this. It is who is better on these gun rounds. Viridian still able to get out an AWP. Sunday School not opting for one on their T side, but mid-control is what they're going to try and establish. A real snappy pass. Omichella misses the timing, but a gorgeous flash on out. Finds one. Gets out. You'll take that opening frag any day of the week.
Where to from here, but 3-2 split and not relinquishing with the pressure. Smoke there at doors allowed the peek into lane, and the T's had mostly exited the vicinity, but it allows that extra kill to come through. And now with a two-man advantage, it makes it that much harder for Sunday School to try to get back into the round, but they're going to give it a red-hot crack up ramp.
You get an idea that it's going to be a contact play from them as well. Yes, they've got utility, but it's an element of surprise. Skull Hunter throws the smoke, and he's just going to disrespect the idea, thinking it's a brick wall. There is an opportunity for Sunday School to get two very sweet picks right now, courtesy of Versa, and it almost tips the scales a little bit in this round to Sunday School.
Reads exactly what was happening there, and Versa on for the ace to fully bring this round back into the bag of Sunday School. I almost wrote him off. Viridian. Oh, missed opportunity. Looked damn good until it didn't. Nade going to be forcing him out, and Versa will find the ace in round one of OT.
Yeah, and that's actually really confidence-inspiring from him as well, because he was the player so far on this map that hasn't been able to, you know, technically you're looking at the scoreline, pull his weight for the roster, right? 11 kills. He was below double digits for so long in this map. Now, finally getting that ace, he's overtaken the kill mark of two of his teammates. He's up there with them in a really important round for Sunday School. First round of OT on the T side. You know, if they can try and convert that into two more, you know, it's always going to be a great recipe to have 3 unanswered rounds on your T side going to CT on this map. Tactical timeout used real early from Vantage in the OT atmosphere. We'll see if they can give it another good old crack at it again. Again, no worries about money. Comes down to best Counter-Strike and best ideas of what you've gotten so far around the map. Is it back to mid-control? Is it peeking out through A-holes? Is it nade stacking over at lane? Early deep smoke outside of the B doors. Like he knows he can just disrespect it because no one's getting in there too quickly, but up through mid again. Omichella, good for one, traded out this time.
Waiting that smoke out, and reckons aware but not sharp enough to deal with Damio coming at him. Oh, and Vision as well loses that crucial kill. So we're down to the 3v3 with a bit of a awkward start to the round. Contact plays everywhere to try to get those trades, and they kind of have. And with the bomb getting retrieved in mid control,
gotta say,
Sunday School just trying to get the info on the CT's positions.
This fisheye effect on the AWP is looking a little bit loopy. I'm glad that I think you can turn it off. I think maybe it was cheat protected actually. I'm not sure.
Oh, on the edges.
Yeah, right. On the edges, yeah.
I'm just looking in the middle of the screen. I didn't even notice it.
Oh, that's where Garfunkel was trying to look. Damio was trying to look. Nice shot out from Viridian. That's a bit of a sneaky one. Enough time to still reestablish the bomb though, Mac.
Yeah, they get that one down. Nice little lineup there from Viridian. locked onto the sound, and Skull is feeling pretty sound with this position. Allows Viridian to come back through as well, and Guag, you can't count him out. He's got the molly, he's got the banger, but he wants to keep on fighting and gets them both. Viridian secondary in hand is not enough to trade quick enough.
Yeah.
And
Guag in
that's
the
a
clutch.
second.
He's doing it well so far on this map. Another one contributed to his name. A solid effort as well in the beginning. You got to give to Vantage. Omichella trying to find an opener. A push in through the A-holes that I suspected might come out into the play. Damio getting that, but eventually can't get the job done. Sunday School, the second T-sided rounds. Vantage have to find this CT-sided rounds to try and win it in this first realm of overtime. Otherwise, the only chances for them to go again. And this time, straight down the guts of mid. Multiple members surrounding B lane now. Great establishment of positioning for Vantage. But it does leave Viridian a little bit weak for the count. An MP9, an incendiary flash, and a decoy. And nobody else to help him over at the A side of the map. An extension out, though, over at B. And it is a good hole to come through from the CTs.
Yeah. Scully Boy, full lane control. And Damio deals with the missed push from Mizzy. It's not looking too good for Sunday School to find 3 on the T side, but 2 is, look, well more than enough.
Yeah.
After how they've performed.
Yeah, I would say so.
Versus Alive did it all himself in that first round of OT, so we'll see if he can give it a red hot crack again. There is one flash for him to maybe send Licky in. Flash across the top. T's blinded. Scully Boy happy to play. Oh, I thought he was swinging on the contact, but regardless, Versa couldn't get it done. We're looking at a 14-13 affair, favouring Sunday School moving into that second half of OT number 1.
Yep, a chance to be able to win it here in the first OT for both of these teams. Now, we did see when Vantage was on the T side, of course, it was six piece, right? It was 6 piece to get us into overtime as well. But one of the struggles for Vantage was they weren't able to really get a lot of bomb plants down in the mix. A lot of their rounds were just won by kills. No retakes to be successful in from Sunday School either. All of their CT-sided affairs were won by elimination. So if Vantage can get a bomb plant down, it would certainly be a nice percentage shifter for them on their T side.
We'll see if that's going to be a possibility. It felt like Sunday School were at least struggling to get that wriggle on in the first half when they were on that CT side. So now that they're feeling it, now that they're all warmed up, maybe this could get more difficult for Vantage.
Yeah, Sunday School are actually opting for a double AWP setup as well right now. Something we haven't seen from them. See if that's going to work any wonders. Licky bringing one of those to the A site by himself and Versa around A. Or rather B by him, surrounded by a couple of teammates. Little cheeky slow walk into the A site might be on the cards for Vantage, though he's already creeping up. He could be in for 2. Oh, and not enough ammo on the next one, but Licky there for the trade. The rest of the team for Vantage starting to steam into the A site.
Everything's slowing down until it doesn't. Versa, crispy one, and the AWP's looking damn good for the moment. Viridian, I don't know about that one, Chief.
15 seconds.
Time not on this side, and Sunday School winning this one will put them 1 round away from taking map 1. Viridian's got to go forward. He's got to go now, and it's Guag to find him on the cross to site. Well played. Great shots. The double AWP setup seemed to be key.
Yeah, absolutely. 15-13, 2 map points now for Sunday School to be able to close this one. T side still not looking too good for Vantage to try and get these bomb plants down. You know, just mentioning it there, shut out before they can even get into the site, essentially. Some great shots to come out from Versa on the AWP. The rest of the squad doing what they need to do too. Lots of exchanging of utility around the map. So many grenades. So many mollies. Dust will start to settle from all of that, and Vantage will start to gain a little bit of B lane control. Look to see if they can spot anything up the ramp. Currently blocked out from doing anything over at mid. That is a massive shot to come from Vision.
Molly to default, and Guag just trying to stop that push, allow his teammate to survive there in the cutout. Rekonz still living, still sneaky, and wants to take the fight to the T's instead. And, oh, he's doing it again.
Good timing.
Look at your watch. It's all about the timing. Tapping away. Oh, at least able to find the first, but not ready for the B main swing. We'll find all three before Omi gets there. So his job's done. And Omi with the trade might have just kept Vantage in this.
Potentially. Good flash, actually, as well. Blind them when they're looking for him. Good timing for Omichella to get the trade, but in this 2 versus 2, where do you think as Vantage, Sunday School have retreated to? Mizzy's still on the site. Pretty much no man's landing it. And Licky all the way where the CT's by guns. If Vantage do peek out dry, they could have potentially had Mizzy, but they're going to go straight on into him at the back of this pillar. Dancing around. Damio, nice location to get that. 2 versus 1 as the plant goes down.
Oh, off angle. Reigns supreme. And Vantage finding that round, keep themselves in this, and they're looking to play for that second OT, Dion. Oh, what's going to change up in this round? There's money for everyone. I don't know. I don't think, and it doesn't look like it. Thought Sunday School might have gone back for that double AWP, but not the case.
I wouldn't have minded it. You know, they've had some great successes now that Versa is getting very comfortable with the AWP back in possession.
Yeah.
Early utility damage, the name of the game yet again, but Vantage know that they can respect that over at the B side of the map for a little bit and then start to scale out themselves. Although this is a bit of a problem for Licky. He is stuck. A flash to try and bail him out. Still looking for a bit of a challenge. It is messy. And somehow Damio gets away with the 1, but Mizzy gets a double trade. So 3 on 3. Messy. Just absolutely
all
messy.
Over the place. The game's lasted too long. No one's structured anymore. We're just playing raw, bloody Counter-Strike. And that's the way some people like it. Oh, Mizzy, though. Not going to like that at all. Got on the line a little bit too late, and Skull was ready for him. This flash towards cave side. Guag ready. Oh, that was lovely. Spotted it coming.
Yeah. They know where Vision is too. Because they saw where the flash came from.
Info there. And Vision has been so solid from there on CT, on T, and we're going all the way to a second OT.
Straight into it. More Counter-Strike to be played. Almost just feels like at the moment, Mac, yeah, it really is 50-50 between these two teams. It's going to be a case of one team going a little bit nuclear to get the victory, or one team just completely slipping up, and that might spell disaster for them.
Just going back and forth, mate.
There's Wall of Smokes in mid yet again. The big old bloom. See if Licky can dance around it. As he falls, he's got that 2 left feet though, and Damio does get traded out, yeah, for sure. Omichella thinks better of trying to push on in, but Vision does not. He is hungry to try and finish off Garfunkel. That is an open B site, but can he even get out of here? Expecting players to be over at lane. He will get traded out. There's no longer anyone at the alpha site, so Vantage do have a bit of a chance for a plan here.
See if they can get it down. Mizzy going to be arriving on the scene just in the nick of time, and he beats the molly as well, which may make the T's think again. Licky ready just to flash the boys across. Mizzy swinging. Off a blind, and Viridian might not be able to hear him right now. The timing looking damn good, but Licky's made up noise coming to this position. Are they ready for the second? Let's see. Viridian spotted him, and there's going to be no safe passage out of Temple this time. That'll be that. And it's looking pretty good for Vantage to kick off OT number 2.
Oh, nicely done. Omichella able to find the kill in the donut as well, and then put full focus on towards the site for anyone coming out of Temple. Good little baits to come out from Viridian. Do love to see some quick little adjustments in the mid of these rounds as well, which is going to be a very crucial factor moving forwards deeper into overtime as well, because you do start to exhaust a lot of your set strategies. Not that we've really seen any big executes in this map from either of the teams too, you know, when you think about it, but
Yeah.
just a lot of early utility and trying to brute force your way into these duels.
It's more just about how they're sort of operating the macro, you know, how they're taking map control, and then those mid-round calls have been pretty damn good so far. You can't really fault it for both sides.
Yeah. That double AWP setup is out for Sunday School this time, and one of them has already been removed. Damio finding a lot of dirty space that is going to be a bit of a plague for Sunday School in this round. Oof. There's another kill that is collected. So little by little, Vantage are looking for their second T-sided round on this OT. Another good trade, and all on to Mr. Licky.
You don't like his chances, even on a good day. And he might just opt to keep the AWP into the next round instead. Slowly backing away, looking to punish anyone. Going to aggro, but I don't think that's going to happen here. At least not on the timing he was expecting. Damio fading that smoke out. And I don't think, yep, by this clearance on the left side, he's heard Licky running it all. But that's 17. And we're going real bloody deep here.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is only the first map of this BO3 as well, remember. Do have Mirage as the next map. And then Nuke if we do require it for the third. But at the moment, I mean, Vantage, they've reclaimed a lead that they had real early on in this series. And they're now staring down the barrel of being able to find 3 clean T-sided rounds in this second OT. Transition to CT, and then you only need the 1. Gotta not get complacent when you do see yourself in that situation, however. So this round first is going to be the point for them to try and claim.
Here comes that XE flash. Enough to get past the first step and the second. Skull able to make that trade happen. Mizzy still sneaking over towards the long side. And the trades bring it back to an instant 2v2. And one of the 1v1s is happening over towards mid. So Damio, the lurk, not effective. And Skull has to try to do it in the 1v2. He knows that someone's coming from CT. He knows that one's going to be coming from cave or lane. And needs to try to pick which fight is the right one to take with where that bomb's planted, sneaking forward. Versa posted. Oh, and I thought Skull might have just had that with the angle. But he was a bit slow. Wasn't ready for that advanced position of the AWPer.
Yeah.
And Sunday School will snag one away before we flip sides.
Again, another chance for Sunday School to be able to close it. This time it is reversed, right? The first time they had the 2 rounds to the 1 of Vantage. This time Vantage has the 2 to the 1 of Sunday School. This is going to be very, very paramount for these teams to gather the first round here for Sunday School to you know, try and tie it up first, I guess, in the OT, but get that T-side round under your belt. They did technically only need 1 to secure another OT and then 1 after the fact to close this map. They themselves are probably thinking that it's our map pick a choice. We should have closed this out earlier. Good old run in from Sunday School, though, really quickly into the A site. We haven't seen a 5 versus 5 retake. This is going to be a really big tornado of a round if it is.
They're going through. They're not respecting any of that utility. There's mollies everywhere. There's smokes everywhere. No one can see a damn thing, but Versus hitting everyone. And that's going to put Sunday School in the lead for the round, but the bomb not down yet. And there's still a whole minute to play with. No one needs to force anything. But this is sloppy. This is Counter-Strike right now. And there's still that utility to use. High-low setup gets the trade onto Scully Boy. And Vision has been solid in a few moments today. Pushing out of Temple. But Versa at the ready. Eyes on the right position. And we see the game get tied up yet again.
Yeah, Sunday School, 1 out of 3. They need all of the T-sided ones to close this. Vantage just need the one to at least, you know, secure it into the OT. The next one. I guess you could say the same for Sunday School. Now they just need the one to try and secure it into the next round of overtime. Not opting to run any AWPs on the T side. A quick one in that one into the A site. They could try and sell a little bit of a fake if they wanted to try and bring rotations over from Vantage, as it's very fresh in their mind with recency bias that the A site might be weak. And that's why Vantage are actually putting 2 players back into the holes. Want to see if they can get any information up nice and early that it either is tending towards A or not tending towards A. Viridian does need to be careful.
Damio popping a flash across to mid for Omi to try to get on the line. And the T's more interested in Shelf, in Cave, as this util comes in a little bit late. Damio will rotate to Red Room, and that smoke has certainly missed for the T's, and it allows at least the trade to come through, but 2 found from Guag. Might have just opened up the round, and Sunday School could be going into the lead quick smart.
Maybe. Viridian is still on the little temple drop line towards Donut. Currently very focused on that line. Got a smoke that just does fade over towards the holes. But with the grouping and the cave control out for Sunday School, Skull Hunter's going to hear all the footsteps. Smoke doesn't pop at the right time. At least traded. And with 30 seconds to go, the bomb will start to go down. Vantage members starting to fall. Viridian's position known. It's a 1 versus 2. Both players are low. You'd love to see a switch up of weapons here from the AWP.
We'll see if they're going to be able to make it happen. Viridian smoking off ramp side. Flash to play with. Not quite aware that the T's are this low, and that time it's ticking away. Has he seen? He has. He's not connected. Will tag the second man, and is still opting for the AWP instead, but that time is ticking away. Oh, spree firing. Will he have it? He's looking for the bomb. He's jumped across. He's got a kit in his back pocket, and he's just barely missed it. Oh, about a half second too late there, mate.
NT. Nice try at the end there. You know, had the right idea, saw the gun barrel, couldn't really push into the cave because he didn't know if the second player was there exactly. Here's the footsteps eventually with the swing out of the smoke. Nice no-scope. You know, the USP certainly to find something there, Mac, but the round secured by Sunday School. They see themselves on, again, a map point. But so far, Vantage has always been able to bring it into the next OT. What do we see differently in this round for Sunday School to try and just claim victory? Not a lot of utility for Vantage. They have to take these duels. They have to take a risk. It almost feels like.
No one wants to put that foot wrong, you know. No one wants to make that mistake first. A lot of pressure on the shoulders of taking just map 1 of this series so far. And the CT is looking to continue fighting for lane side. Reckons 1 before getting traded. And Licky's damn low right now. Guag wants to try to help him out. Help him escape.
Yeah.
But they're expecting the consistent pressure coming through from the CTs. They end up leaving cave, going back through mid, which they've got full control of. And Vantage will send Damio around the bloody world to get back to B.
It's a very tight line for Viridian to hold and expect to get a kill. Just playing for some information. You got Omichella at the bottom of mid as well. The bomb eventually going to start to make its way towards the A side. There is a little licking of timing here that actually is going to present the world for Omichella. Just depends if he reveals himself a little bit early on. Mizzy starts to feel some damage around the site. Actually, over at B as well, there's a duel about to happen between Mickey and Damio. But the bomb here at the A site now. Garfunkel finds a crucial kill. Omichella reveals himself, looking to find 2. Successful.
There it is, eyes on the prize. This is looking damn good for Vantage to take us to yet another OT, unless Versa can do it again. But he's got no time to plan. He's looking just for the kills. We'll find 1. And Damio just has to hide behind the corner, and that's exactly what he does. 18 to 18. We go again. We go again.
Yeah, we do indeed go again. It's map number 1, fellas. Still. And in an MR12 fashion, it's starting to, you know, feel like we're getting the second map out of the way. If it was won cleanly.
What's the point of MR12, huh? This game's still going forever.
That's true. That's true. It's funny because of the time in the next game to start at 8:30. The break yesterday was longer than the first series was.
You're right.
Quick 2-0.
Is it 8:30?
Yeah, 8:30.
The hard start time.
Yeah.
It started at 4:30?
Yep.
Hectic.
Oh well. Means that we can utilize all of the time until 8:30. For one of these teams, though, they probably want to get a little bit of a reset period before going up against KZG. Not a lot of utility anymore for Vantage, but they have been quite successful in just winning duels when they're quite focused on crosshairs and positioning when they don't have another aspect that they need to think about.
Yeah. That's that. Damio locked in the corner. Thought he was done for. Got huge damage out before falling, though. That might have softened Sunday School enough for it to be easy. Might have spoken a bit too soon there because it was easy picks across the map for Sunday School, including on those low health members.
There's the first of 5. And with a couple of these players still low for Sunday School, there's going to be a world in which Vantage can successfully navigate this round. Though they're going to have to do it individually for the remaining 2 players. Omichella and Vision very separated on the scoreboard for the team. Omichella spotted out over towards CT as well. Swinging through the smoke. A pre-fire unsuccessful. And now it's all going to go on Vision.
Can he do it? Can he make it happen? Ready for the swing. At least gets one. And these T's are all so low. They're all tucking right away. Flash across. Mizzy. Head right on down. And still just looking to play that headshot angle. That's the info they're looking for. And they're going to give him a chance. But it ain't working out in the end. Mizzy. Crack a shot onto the head. And that's going to be the lead found again for Sunday School.
Yep. And I guess one thing to consider as well, if you're losing these rounds convincingly with all of the utilities and such, you know, not getting kills, it can have an effect with the 12.5k that you're in. You know, it's not the plague of 10k. It's not the every round's a gun round of 16k. There's a slight little bit of honesty you need to keep into it. For Vantage, they should still be able to get a north out from Viridian's hands in the next round, but that's prevented that they win or lose this one, because right now the trades are coming around on this B site.
What's going down? Vision swinging around and has that helping hand behind him. Flash across the top to allow the info of Mizzy falling back down ramp, and he's going around the world back with the bomb to A to at least try to get this plant down and force the CTs to go for the retake.
And they don't actually have to even cheetah rotate to A if they don't want to. They know strength in numbers at the moment. It's valid information if the bomb goes down that Mizzy is, you know, nowhere near them, and they can go for a retake. A single smoke, you're probably just looking to play a buddy system and swing off each other together. You don't want to be dropping another 1 versus 3. It's not against the same player it was last time in Garfunkel, but Mizzy is certainly got the HP, the weaponry, and the time to play for. Eventually, you've got to consider as Vantage, can he have wrapped behind us? Though they are starting to make some moves together as well. Omichella actually does become isolated now on the site.
He's there.
Yeah.
Is he going to be seen? Oh, he's down. Molly, smoke, and nade to find the final 2, and he's got absolutely no read on their position, but he knows the CT was looking to ramp side, and he's heard these footsteps coming. The Molly going to be beat by the CTs, but he'll fight through it, and Mizzy wins the 1v3. No way.
I told you. You can't be giving him another 1 versus 3 because they're capable. He's got the HP. He's got the time. And Vantage kind of gave the opportunity when they start to split up. That is rough.
How's he gotten away with that, Dion? That was criminal. And that might have broken the spirits of Vantage. If Sunday
Maybe.
School go clean in this half, then they just need one on the CT side to take us into map 2.
Yeah, maybe that one is the decisive blow. Start to see a snowball effect potentially. Although the opener said the AWP was going to be presentable. A drop from Omichella, I do believe, into this round. Well, rekonz isn't even considering that there is a little bit of a boost up. So 2 openers from Vantage. You can't be dropping these.
Definitely going to be a awkward way back in. And nasty little shots going to be found there. So 4v3. Vantage not out of the round just yet, but I'm not writing off Sunday School until the round's done because they keep on coming up with crazy little clutches, crazy little moments. And Licky is looking to find yet another one of those. Smoke going to be going straight onto the scope of Viridian, who's in front of it. Oh, and he's been able to find 2. We're equalized. Stab in the back. It's good enough. Omi gets there just in time to take us into the second half of OT3.
I'll say the problem right now with this turnout is it's still no team getting 3 rounds successfully in the first half, right? So there's still an opportunity that's a little bit closer for us to get into another OT. But maybe it could end here. You know, who knows? Maybe a switch has been flicked, a light bulb moment for one of these teams. Maybe these clutches for Sunday School can still echo out onto this CT side. The double AWPs are back.
Let's see if it's the answer. Some people's crutch, and it worked before. Mizzy brings that spray back. Of course, you'll see a lot more people spraying now. That's what I'm noticing since the game's been...
I don't think they know Omichella's here, by the way.
No, they don't. And Omi is happy to let the CTs not know that he's here. So he's going to go in, gets the info on Mizzy's position, knows one's over towards Temple, bomb coming towards a main, and it's just going to be that stab in the back. But Omi wants more, and he's going to find it. Oh, look, he can't react. That's the round, probably.
Gorgeous. Absolutely great trigger discipline. And it might very well be the round, especially with Vision head on a swivel finding that kill. Knows where Versa is. If you have an idea that Garfunkel is already coming up the lane, he now does. He's got half HP damage in the mix, actually. So it does make this retake a little bit more difficult. There's just so much space advantage is actually found around the A site. You have to just go for a save. Yeah, it's overtime and, you know, money is not a worry. But there's just, with the bomb already halfway ticked, there's 0% chance you can get a successful retake, so just play on the side of caution anyways in OT.
Ooh. Rough place to be there.
He's got his skates on. That's a 4K at the end from Omichella, so not even able to survive with the weaponry, even though a retake wasn't going to happen, but tied up yet again. 2 rounds to go in OT number... Is this 4 or 3?
This is... It's set up the top somewhere.
Yeah.
Can't see it right now. I think we're in 3.
Okay. Losing count.
Yeah, we're going deep. 22, the magic number here. And both teams still in with a shot to make it happen if they keep it clean for the next 2. Both teams wanting to get up on stage at ESL Challenger Melbourne.
Creep up the ramp. Vision, tip of the spear.
And it's a solid trade again, but it goes both ways. Omi coming through as that 3rd man. Taking Guag out of the round. Licky barely alive. But now in the post plant, there's no real space for Vantage to stand anywhere. You've got Viridian posted, at least in a cave, but there's no CTs coming that way. So we'll see if he's going to be effective or if he forgets about it. Smoke onto the top of the ramp makes things difficult. And it's Omi's in a good position to actually pivot off of Viridian's contact here as long as he wins this fight, which he will. I'm loving this lick. He just locks right onto Viridian on the back of sight. Omi finds the first and the other. All 3 in the post plant for him, as well as that initial trade to take the site. Omi might have just kept Vantage not only in the game, but he might have won it for him.
1 HP, by the way, he survives with at the end of that one, Mac. A single point of health to get them onto their first shot at map point. Is it Vantage's first shot at map point? No, they got to 12 first because they got 12-11. Regardless,
Ridiculous
this is probably
scenes.
one of the better looking map points for Vantage, actually. Versus got no utility and an MP9, which means there's no AWP. They're starting to find this momentum in these last 2 rounds on the T side. So for Vantage, the spirits that were potentially shattered early on from that 1 versus 3 out from Mizzy have been reclaimed. Love to see an opening frag start off for Vantage in this round.
Slower approach. Vision. Trying to tap the pixel line. And boost it up. Omi was not ready for that. Mizzy holds down the spray and the repeat gets fully punished. Omi out of the round. The savior from the previous. And Viridian needs to try to trade this one out. The B site almost cracked completely open, but the bomb's still over towards A main and they're staying sneaky. But likewise, Sunday School, they're fully clearing mid. 2 here with donut control. Makes it pretty solid to set up for that retake. You can see Viridian starting to go for that rotation back through T-spawn as in comes the util, in comes the angles found. And Molly towards the back will allow the bomb to be planted, but Skull wants more. Full clear and everything is now, it's going to get awkward. Viridian with a gun in hand has been heard and Licky finds him. CT's 2-man advantage for the retake.
Yeah. This will be quite big for Sunday School again to get us into another overtime. Skull Hunter and Namio have to go initiate these duels. There's great info for Skull Hunter. The second frag would have been glorious, but now all on to Damio.
Spotted. Finds one, but not the other 2. And we're going another OT. Dion, this ain't done just yet.
No, and it's still the first map.
Yes, sir. You wanted to go to the gym today? Nah.
Yeah.
You're not allowed, mate.
Mate, even cooking dinner is looking, a little bit far-fetched at this point.
Cancelled me haircut. Bloody. Yeah, dinner would be nice, wouldn't it? But that's not what we're here for.
No.
We're here for a series, one to remember. Quick tactical going to be taken by Vantage as we move into yet another one.
I got to say, though, for KZG at the moment, if they're warming up and not watching this map, there's, an argument that they should be warm going into their series for sure. But
Yeah.
this map highlights so many strengths and weaknesses of these teams if you wanted to try and counter-strat into Ancient. Because we know that KZG's kind of favored pick is Ancient. So there's a real possibility that that map happens in today's grand final. In my mind, it makes sense to have somebody watching this series.
What changes up here? I also just remembered while we were talking about food, I haven't even eaten anything today. Silly Billy. Flash across the top. And there's util everywhere, but not much map control taken by either team. Lane's there for Vantage, but the CT is just gifting mid, expecting maybe a change in approach and hoping that the B stack, which I don't think they've used for a while, works out.
Well, we'll see. Skull Hunter, will he clear reckons or not? Yeah, one there. He's looking for it. He does not clear it, but at least he is traded from a teammate. And with the spray starting to be collected upon by everyone, there's still some crossfires in. Vision traded yet again. And they keep on continuing a 2 versus 2 eventual scenario. And that might actually not go to the B site anymore. They're going to meek over towards A.
Timing going to be huge here again. It's come down to that in so many of these rounds. And the CT's just going loud, staying close, and looking to figure out where these bloody T's are going. They will be able to get to Donut in time. as the T's have just separated, this could be a bit of an issue. I think Viridian's been seen, his scope spotted, and that's a free one, untraded. Omi swinging, hoping, but won't have time to get it done. And there you go. Great call from Sunday School to quickly make their way to Donut.
Yeah. First round on the CT side for this rendition of overtime. Groundhog Day with what strategies you can try and come out with. So that's where the strength of these mid rounds are really going to start to come on out. You know, all of the trades that go around on that B side there just comes down to kind of being in the right place at the right time for a couple of them, having the right idea where you need to be looking. New fresh round, the HE grenade going on out. The flashes are crucial to find opening kills. And whilst you think that Vantage are going to get a little bit of positioning up through Donut, you as Licky know that you need to fall on back and hold the holes. Rekonz finding two for himself though, and this is where things get a little bit more pear-shaped because the trades keep happening.
Oof. There it is. Cracker shots again. Sunday School starting to maybe put their stamp on this half. And Damien on 1 point of health has no shot at the round. But he does have the AWP, which I guess is the best case scenario.
Yeah. A 1v3 with an AWP is 3 1v1s without missing a shot. Let's see how far he can get. Oh, there's the timing. Yep. Second round on the board for Sunday School on the CT side. Again, haven't seen a team yet find all three. This is, you know, another opportunity for Sunday School to be able to do that. Going to be running in with no AWPs. Wouldn't actually mind them having one to start off with, and if you're going to cheat a rotation over, you know, juggle up the AWP for the rifle.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, we have seen scenarios where Vantage have found gaps in the middle of the map, and that could be a weapon stolen. Regardless, crunching in through the mid, yet again, steamrolling attempts squandered. Versa, while blinded, will not, in the end, be able to get out.
Ooh, Damien. Gets that backstab just in time to turn it into a late trade. But look at this. Rekonz. Is he going to be able to time it again? No, he won't tempt fate this time. Just stays on that short side of cheater just in case anyone walks on through. And now, with the full cave control, might be able to backstab at lane instead.
Good swing from Viridian. Player advantage, a bomb plant down. A 2-player retake for Sunday School coming in from the flank locations.
There it is. Sprays there. Licky a little bit too far away. And that time has ticked too far. He thought there was someone over towards long side, but that'll be that. 23 to 22 at the old half, huh?
Yep. And that's one round out from Vantage as well. So yet again, no team being successful in finding all three. Looking like no AWP to come out from Sunday School yet again on this T side. Whereas over on CT, Viridian going to be getting out his more red round calls to come out. See what utility damage you can get out nice and early. There's going to be a quick B ramp play here coming from Sunday School.
Right on up there. Viridian, shotgun AWP, quick flick, looks damn good, and he's going to, oh, unfortunately suffer the stick of Licky, who puts him right on, skewers him through. And Versa 2, able to find the headshot onto Damio. 1v3 angle skull. Has so much time to play with. And he's hoping that maybe the smoke was a safe place to be. But 24 to 22.
Map point. Again. 2 of them this time for Sunday School. Is it going to happen here, Mac? Are you going to be able to get some sustenance for the map that has lasted an hour and a half so far?
Maybe.
Do we know what the highest scoreline is yet for an MR12 series? Like, individual map?
Over 60, probably.
Lots of util out, though, from Sunday School at this lane control attempt. Damio for the opener. No trade immediately out from Licky, but there's an opportunity to be able to double down. Again, swift trades from both sides. And there's an idea that Vision is playing in Cheetah as well, with the AONS sounding off. It'll start to settle down. Both teams have a very crucial decision to make right now.
Grouping up behind this smoking donut. And it looks like they're just going to try to time it round, which they will. And Scully Boy is up on the boost, which is a really solid place to be with this donut push coming through, as long as he's looking the right direction. I don't know if he's going to get hard cleared. He hears the util. He spots the first and the second, but he goes a little bit too wide. And Guag's able to turn it back to a 2v2. Viridian coming in through CT, wants to try to go for a timing shot. Scopes to draw attention, and Vision may just find some timing here on the flank, but where's he go? Versa knows, and he's got the eyes on the right position. Viri through a smoke with an AWP, but this range, the no scope keeps him in it. He goes for the AK instead, and Versa low. With the bomb not quite planted for him, goes wide. Viridian saves the day, and we go again for at least one more round here. Vantage playing to stay in the map.
Yeah, I was going to say for Skull Hunter, he had the full utility as well in that scenario for Vantage. And when you're seeing Viridian start to creep through a smoke with an AWP, your only reliance is going to be on a quick no-scope. And they're not really, 100% trustworthy, but it happens. Hot potato. Bomb planted in a nice location for him, actually, there, with the idea of where the last player is going to be sitting towards to swing out. Low HP already. Chef's kiss from Viridian. And another opportunity for Sunday School to close this map, but more so another opportunity for Vantage to stay alive in their own map pick choice to send us into overtime number 5.
Yeah, it's been something, hasn't it?
Absolutely. First has got a lot of positioning actually deep in towards the site, but they're still very posted onto him through long, and the swing is not successful for Versa in the challenge.
Most times you see that, that'd work every bloody time, but
yeah,
this time it didn't. Ball unfortunately knocked on by Versa. And we're going to see Sunday School start to edge their way out the bottom of mid. Licky just jumping and spotting where to throw that smoke to continue to hold that mid control. Flash towards Donut. Everyone just playing bloody mind games with the utility now. And the two-man cave setup still solid for the B site right now. Mizzy. Getting that molly in. He's missed it. And it's a little bit awkward now. Reckons. Oof. Cracks those open. And Sunday School are in it to win it, but barely. Reckons so low, and it's up to Guag to be the moneymaker, I'd say.
Yeah, 2 versus 3. Bomb plant not even down just yet. If Reckons looks to try and attempt a hold, he's got the low HP out through the corner of the smoke. Omichella finds that one. And folks, it's overtime number 5. Geordie, I think someone's going to have to create some food for us at some point in the night.
Yeah, mate. Well, good luck.
There you go. Thank you, Observer. 98 minutes this map has been going for so far. Hoping there's no server shutdown period for a single map. Touch wood. Back at it again. 24-24. Mid control for Vantage. No smoke to extinguish the flames in mid. So you're going to have to respect that one. An immediate dumping of the utilities yet again from Vantage. And all in the attempt to stop any proceedings up from Sunday School. Then themselves going to be going towards the ramp. And unsuccessful from rekonz. So another opening frag away of the CTs.
Oofed.
Oofed indeed. That is a bit of a risky peek to come out from Omichella in the smoke, I will admit. No trade potential at all to come on through. AWP not going to be seeing any early action anymore for Viridian over at A as Sunday School start to teeter towards this B site. And the one for the information is Skull Hunter already on low HP.
Let's see if they can snag one through the smoke to try and bring the round back. Looks like boost going to be the option across the top. Damio has been seen and dealt with Skull. Still living. Barely. And that smoke's going to go over towards Cave. It's kind of in the open, so you better believe someone's playing around it. They're going to try to make their way in from long side. Nade towards the ramp. I don't know if that one tagged Versa or not. But either way, it's looking a little awkward here. Viridian trying to make his way forward, but that time it's ticking away. We'll find one as the smoke fades, and now Licky reveals his hand, but Mizzy swinging on the backside of sight means it's 25 on the board for Sunday School.
25. Still a couple more, of course, to be played with. I think the biggest thing right now is just a lot of these rounds in the scrap. You know, it's seemingly the T side that is finding the benefit of the doubt more often than not in these bits, especially when that bomb plant is going down. So for Sunday School, the favor of that round, the favor of converting this next one as well. I think the biggest hurdle at the moment is really just going to be to try and get the 3 in a row. Omichella needs to be careful with dancing in the flames as Licky takes some cheater control. Vision stuff.
Oof. Bit of a rough place to be there. But it's looking pretty good to get this one down. And Vantage will have a large job ahead of him in the 2v4 as Mizzy found yet another. Post plants looking solid, but the game's getting messy. Everyone just going through smokes, just trying to catch timings. And this is what happens when a game of Counter-Strike goes for pushing 2 hours.
Yep. It's looking a little bit more clinical, though, from Sunday School. No respect Counter-Strike being played on this T side now. Just straight into the site, get the plant, get the shots out. Leave nothing to chance advantage. You're almost trying to coerce them into stacking the site now. You can see that money is actually a worrisome factor for Vantage now as well, because Viridian's back down onto an MP9. They are still able to get the utilities on out. York for Versa on the T side. A bit of a change of pace. A nice power position. Oh, and the smoke eventually fade. The timing for Damio. You could find everything here. Oh, and it's gone awry.
Awkward position now. Mizzy going to stop that rotation. Crispy shot on the head. And now it's Viridian in a 1v4 to find any rounds this half. And at that range with the MP9, that ain't happening. Sunday School need just one on the CT side to take us anywhere. But will we be going anywhere? Yeah. That's the big question.
That is the big question. Finally, a team has gotten 3 successive rounds in a half of this OT. So that's 3 chances for Sunday School to close it out and 3 opportunities for Vantage to still try and secure their map pick. No one in the kills yet has managed to get up to 50, but we've got, a couple of 40s in the mix. Big old stats to be seen for sure. Up the guts of mid for Vantage. Successful without taking a lot of damage. Actually, Licky's the only one towards the A side of the map at the moment. If he is bested, there is an opportunity for Vantage to try and get a plant down.
Oh. 1 for 1 with full mid control. As Vantage are going to send Damio forward, but look at the CTs. They've gone lane side this time, all the way down ramp. Not worried about Cave. It feels like this is a bit of a change up. They haven't done it too often, and that's going to be an easy pick for the first man. Slow peek into the AWP, but Viridian can't connect, and just like that, Sunday School are going to be able to fall back with the numbers, but I'm still looking at Damio. I'm still looking at this big flank coming through, which reckons is a little cautious to check, and he's going to be the last one to be able to do anything here on B, since Guag's gone down, but so's the bomb, and this round is just a merry-go-round.
The idea, though, from Reckons is that the flank was potential. So Damio's position eventually was expected, but now the timing goes a little bit past that. Damio needs to find this kill onto Reckons, who is so preoccupied with this smoke over at the ramp. It fades. And timing, he wanted it all. And now it's all going to be on to Licky to try and close it here. 1 versus 2. Again, there's still chances a little bit later on, but Licky misses Viridian with his back turned, so Vantage, they do hold on for now.
They still can't get it done. And this is one of the maps of Counter-Strike of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here. We're not done. Vantage about to find 2 more rounds and send us into OT number 7 or 6 or whatever we're up to.
I think 6. Well, back in towards mid yet again. Definition of insanity, trying the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, but in Counter-Strike it bloody well works. Opening kill for Sunday School. The rest of Vantage starting to get up the B ramp, looking for a bomb plant. They're gonna find it.
Okay. Where do you go in the 3v3? The T's, they're looking to scrim it over towards CT, and that was the right answer. I reckon he's going to be demolished trying to make his way out of the smoke. And this game's getting sloppy. It's slipping through the cracks. These rounds that they want just aren't being found for Sunday School, and Vantage don't want to let this one end.
No. No, they do not. And, I mean, when you think about this being one of the potential most important series, one of the 2 most important series of a lot of these players' careers thus far, kind of makes sense that you're going to be wanting to hold on to get that duel against KZG in the next series. Winning map number 1 is certainly going to help you along the way, but you've got to do that at the moment. And Omichella, again, has been so paramount to victories in the middle of the map. He's doubled down this time, living to tell the tale. And getting 1 step closer to overtime number 6.
Oh, 2 found by the CTs looks almost good enough to try to keep a minute there, but Mizzy, mate, 29 HP, and that's a big old dream. Isolated the first 2 HP to get more done, which he will, no way. Mizzy, can't win this clutch to close it, but he certainly made us think he could have.
Could you imagine? But, ladies and gentlemen, we go again. Gotta stay hydrated. What to consider now? Again, I mean, when one team is coming through with 3 T-sided rounds, the other is just echoing it. These guys are all hungry to get this map done and dusted. If you're behind, you're holding on to keep it going. A lot rests on the shoulders of Licky at the moment at 8. Calm before the storm starts to ensue. Versa, good for 1. And not able to escape. Dipped what he should have ducked. And more trades to be successful over at the A site, still leading into favor for Sunday School.
swings coming through, and that'll just about do it for another round. Sunday School. Get that CT round they were looking for, but just after we go again.
Yep.
So
And that's kind of always been the case, hasn't it?
here we are.
Well, try again. No double AWP set up once more to come out for Sunday School. With the big old rushes coming through for Vantage, it feels like you're just going to be kind of guaranteeing yourself a retake with an AWP. It's not always the greatest thing. Not always the easiest weapon to control in a quick capacity. So once more, the mid of the map is providing some early action. And now the attraction over towards the B site is going to lead into Garfunkel, who's good for 2. Viridian in a 1 versus 4, missing the AWP shot. So he is going to be eventually spammed through the smoke mac. And that's, again, another clean start to this CT side affair for Sunday School in an OT area. That's 2, looking for a 3rd.
Any change up here from Vantage? Looks like we've got a sneaky old long smoke coming out straight away, or a prog smoke up ramp. Vantage trying to feign that they are going to go B, but then they will go B later on after throwing all his mid utility, trying to let the boys out, but the boys aren't out, even with a prog smoke. And the CTs are starting to encapsulate mid. You can see that there might be a chance for them to swing up shelf side, but they don't want to put a foot wrong again. So you just got Mizzy tucked away in Red Room. You got Versa at the back of Donut. And they're just looking to try to play mid together as the B-site defense doesn't want to fall yet.
A lot of spam battles as well, trying to be attempted. Got to be careful with traces coming on through. Eventually some damage to be delivered towards Mr. Garfunkel over at the B side, but no one is quite solidified in where they exactly want to be meandering through on the map. No pushes up through A. No extended pushes over at B for Vantage. That's a nice timing on the molly from Mizzy, actually. And with Viridian being taken down to 3 HP, he'll be able to echo an exchange of damage to Garfunkel. 40 seconds to go in the round. You do not want to be the first soldier to lose your life. rekonz creeping on in. He spotted our vision. With him falling, that's Vantage to try and get into the site.
Oh, I love this spot from Mizzy, but has to fall off, has to help out Omi here. Not Omi, rather, rekonz. And that's going to start to work for them. At least slow down the push. Yeah, 10 seconds. Damio needs to activate right the hell now, or this bomb's going to be going down. Skull drops it, and Damio not given an opportunity. It's a clean sweep again in this first half of OT, whatever, 6. And they just need 1 round, but who knows if they're going to find it, because Vantage will find a way. If there's a will, there's a bloody way. It's Counter-Strike 2, baby.
I want to add a caveat that was actually a CT-sided affair to come through from Sunday School where they find 3, not the T-side this time. So Vantage have almost even more of a struggle now being on the CT side to try and reclaim back in towards this map. If I was to put a big statement, I think this is the OT where it ends. But we'll see, because that's some already big damage down to the B ramp. And it's sent Sunday School scurrying.
Scurry they have. Back for some late mid control. Molly in the open has not hit the mark. And that's going to be some wasted util. Take note of that. Might be an interesting point later in the round if they don't have a molly in a post plant or something, or if they even get anywhere. Mizzy, that line. A tough one for him to fight on, and the CTs, but the CTs end up going for the 1-4. And now we're going to see Vantage maybe even just gamble this. Go real passive on the B side. Start to rotate and make sure that there's going to be no late flank at A with a red room push. And there's rotations happening everywhere.
And it's a nice line from Viridian as well. So it should be good to give him a single kill at least. Omichella on the site to spot out at Donut. They don't really require utility in a position like this. Just dodge the flashes if they come. Oh, it's early.
Nolly there. Forces Viridian off the line, and the T's multiple within an inch of their life. Smoke refreshed on towards the CT choke, and it might filter them in through Temple. Scully Boy wants to try to catch a timing, draws a lot of attention by spamming, swing, and manages to deal with Versa on the back of sight. But now Garfunkel and Rekonz. Can they lock it in? This time it's ticking, and mind you, there's no extra mollies, but it might not be needed. Rekonz might be able to get it done with the nade. The damage is huge, and he stopped the defuse again. This is it. That's the game done and dusted. Rekonz, he knows it. Consolation frag for Viridian, but that is map number 1. Finally done, 31-27.
That's a score. 31 to 27. I mean, oh boy. What can we even say about that? That was an hour and 50 minutes, give or take a few minutes, in the server there for live game time.
That was.